Folks, I'm telling you, buckle your seatbelts. You are in for a wild ride. I'm going to blow your mind and flip your world upside down. This crucial and catastrophic information will change your life that quick. You are no longer going to own anything. You're going to hate RV camping. In fact, the RV lifestyle is going to be a thing of the past. You are no longer going to own anything. You are no longer going to be in control of your life, your money, anything. You're going to have everything within a 10-minute walk of where you live, and you won't be allowed to live outside of that area. Period. End of report. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's how a lot of people start their videos, right? A lot of folks start their podcasts like that. Doesn't that sound like the ultra conservative or the ultra liberal, the ultra feminist or the ultra toxic masculinity, the fear mongering, the let me just jab you with this amazing thing that's going to just have a very small sliver of truth, but we're going to expand it to this, I don't know, oblivion, I guess. Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, John Levingston, aka the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some other things. This is a crucial conversation because there is a sliver of truth in what I talked about earlier. The population of the earth will either stay stagnant, go down a little bit, or grow. The way we've been doing things, probably grow. But just because our population grows doesn't mean the amount of people that will enjoy the lifestyle of RVing will grow. It still will be the same percentage, just like the same percentage of folks that take cruises, European trips, Hawaii, tropical vacations. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Now, why is that important? Why does that have to do with today? Well, it has to do with the fact that most media, as we've talked about multiple times, is after some kind of fundraising, ad revenue, sponsorship, brand deals. So they will hook you with whatever will get your attention real quick. Look at my TikTok. In 4 days, my last podcast episode got 500,000 views. I barely get 500,000 views on the podcast a year on YouTube. I barely get 1 million views a month on clips on Facebook. 500,000 in 4 days. Why? Because I start out every video negative. Punch you in your face with this statement and say afterward, hey, that's what social media and the internet want you to believe. And you could tell the people that don't pay attention past the first minute. And I've mentioned that several times. But what's different is folks don't realize how much life is really actually going to change. Now, it's not going to be as dramatic as the conservative podcasters want to make it out to be, and it's not going to be world-ending like the liberals think it's going to be. It is not going to be a political environment. It is going to be more like Star Trek in some ways. What is one way? I believe in the next 100 years, we are, not my lifetime, but probably in my daughter's or my granddaughter's lifetime, we will start seeing one currency that is accepted across the entire world that is not the US dollar, and will be the main currency of the world in trade and exchange, and it will not be the US dollar. Now, while there are Bitcoins and stuff like that, it's going to be it's basically going to head towards one government overseeing the world governments. We're headed that way. And we're headed that way not because of some conspiracy, We're headed that way because if we don't, we probably are going to be in trouble in a disastrous way. Not because of the environment, not because we're destroying the earth, but because we'll destroy ourselves and destroy each other. It is more important now than ever for us to do something like the RV lifestyle, like RV camping, like any kind of camping or nature. It's important we get the cell phones, the tablets, and the internet away from people for a while and get out and socialize and show morals, show family time, spend time with our kids, our loved ones, our family members. I don't care what your skin color is, your sexual orientation, what you think your gender is. Doesn't matter. When we're out camping, we're human beings. Religion has nothing to do with it. When we're on a cruise, when we're on vacation away from our daily lives, it improves our human life and improves the human lives that we come in contact with. But the problem is if someone comes on and says that, it doesn't make any money. That's the problem. Now, I'm being accused of trying to get a $49,000 payday to do the documentary. Now, it's by 10 total people, all on Facebook. They seem to think I want to make a $49,000 payday. Well, they don't understand how Kickstarter works. But I'm also not happy with the RV industry either. I'm not happy with the dealerships, and I'm not happy with the manufacturers. I'll tell you why in a second, but I'm pissed at them right now. So let me explain the documentary. The documentary is the balance. The documentary is not going to make any money. It's not going to make a profit. $49,000 is just the cost. I've looked up permits, I've looked up cameras, microphones, and me filming alone. And the taxes, because they're going to tax me on the money. $49,000 is barely making it work, but I'm going to make it work because if I raise the funds, I'm going to make it damn well work. I did the homework, I did the research. I'm probably one of the guys that's not doing it for fame and fortune. Now, why am I mad at the RV industry? Because they didn't fund it. I expect the RV manufacturers and RV dealers to pitch in on this documentary. I fully expected that the last 5 days they were going to fund it. Now, some of you will hear that and go, oh, the RV manufacturers are chicken shit. Hard to argue that. Hard to disagree with that. I think they're just more scared because they know it's not going to be a propaganda piece. That's the difficulty. If Josh the RV nerd wanted to do it, they would fund him millions of dollars to do it. Fact of life. So, if I do not see the RV manufacturers fund my Kickstarter, then I'm going to assume you have something to hide. And that the Liz Amazings of the world may be all right. Now, right now in this moment, I don't truly believe that. But it would be curious if you cared about the lifestyle and you care about an industry and a community that supports your mortgages, your families, you would think the RV manufacturers, all 6 major ones, could kick in $5,000 a piece, or, that'd be right? $5,000? 6 times, yeah. No? $5,500, $6,000, whatever it is. Pretty sure you guys can kick in that money so we can make this documentary work. Full access, have some fun. But if you don't, it's going to make people question, what do you have to hide? It's going to make the RV community wonder, well, if you don't want a down the middle documentary about the industry and the community where he talks to people that don't care about money, don't care about brand deals, don't care about YouTube ad revenue or being a brand fucking ambassador, talking to the real people, the everyday real RVer. What, are you scared they're going to come out and tell everybody it's a piece of shit? I don't think so. See, this is what I foresee the documentary looking like. Stop me if I'm wrong. I'm going to travel the country and hopefully up into Canada if I can make the money stretch. And I'm going to go this summer to every single RV park and national park I can get to before the money runs out. And I'm going to put people on interviews that own everything from a Forest River Salem to a Grand Design Momentum to a Brinkley. And we're going to talk about facts. And I think the super majority, 9.5 out of 10 people, are going to tell me, oh yeah, my water pump ran out, but I replaced it doing this. Oh yeah, we ran into this problem, but we solved it with this. Even though it takes away the diluted part of the internet that is mainly spent on the overly negative, because the overly negative pays Meta and YouTube and TikTok the most amount of money. It brings them the most attention, the most watch hours, the most clicks, the most views, and keeps people on the platform, and they get addicted. And the moment they get addicted, now they're addicted to negativity, they just keep on going. That's why CNN exists. That's why Fox News, MSNBC, ABC, it's why all these news stations do well. They're still alive. Negative, 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 negative. World's ending, world's ending, world's ending, world's ending, world's ending. Every day the fucking world is ending. Every day. Ching, 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 ching. It's a license to print money. But what if one documentary that was for the community, for the industry, for the everyday RVer, and about the everyday RVer, what if that told the truth that when people watched it, they would feel better about their decision making? And they would drown out all the noise of the overly positive nerds and the overly negative amazings. What if they just drowned both sides out and focused in on what real is? That right there, that would be incredible. So, RV dealers, RV manufacturers, you folks can afford it right now. It's a very small amount of money. If you have nothing to hide and you don't want talk to go around that it never got funded because you guys decided not to step up, that's going to bring up more questions than answers. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to probably get accused now of blackmail. It's not blackmail. It's called telling the truth. And sometimes the truth doesn't need to be. Sometimes the truth is hard to hear. Toolkit and sense of humor, folks.